Good morning, dear students. Once again, welcome back to the English literature class. Today, we are continuing with the same poem, unit number 6. The title of the poem is Daffodils, written by William Wordsworth. Do you remember what we were discussing in the last number of classes? We were having an introduction to the poem, where we have discussed about the different literary devices used in the poem. And we have also seen the points like themes, the different styles, as well as the critical remarks about the poem. And today we are going to begin with the first stanza of the poem. So without wasting time, let's move to the part. I wandered lonely as a cloud that floats on high our vales and hills. I repeat, I wandered lonely as a cloud that floats on high our vales and hills. A few number of new words are there. Let's see. First one, wandered, which means moved around to different places without having a particular purpose. Suppose just imagine we are living from our home to a place, but we don't have any decision, a particular plan. Without any plan, we have left to a place. Or in other word, when we compare or when we take the example what is given there in the poem, what's the speciality of a cloud? According to the wind, it will keep going, and when the direction of the wind changes, the cloud also will change its direction. So, according to the force of the wind, it is moving. Next one, or the next word is floats, is carried along by moving water or air. Suppose you may have seen what's the speciality of boat? It will be floating in the water. It has got the capacity to float in the water. Same way, the cloud, what's the speciality of the cloud? It is floating in the air. It is forced by the air, or according to the breeze, the cloud will be moving. That's what is the meaning of the word floats. And the third word, that's vales, and which means valley. Now let's see what is the meaning of these lines. I wandered lonely as a cloud that floats on high or vales and hills. Like a lonely cloud. So I was in a very sad mood. The author says, so the author himself is a character here, because he is speaking about his own experience. What he experienced, that's what he is explaining through this poem. Okay, since he is a romantic poet, we have already seen all those factors related to the poem. So, author is the main character of this poem. That's why he says, I wandered lonely as a cloud. I was not feeling very comfortable. I was not at all happy. I was in a very sad mood. That's why I was feeling lonely. And when I was in such a state, I felt like I'm a lonely cloud. I felt like I don't have any weight. I was weightless. The speciality of the cloud is that it is weightless. It will be floating in the air. So that's why the author says, I wandered lonely as a cloud that floats on high or vales and hills. The speciality of the cloud is that it's not having its own force to move, but according to the movement of the air, it is moving from one place to the another, and it is always moving above all the substance on this earth, over hills and vales. Okay, I wandered lonely as a cloud that floats on high or vales and hills. When all at once I saw a crowd, a host of golden daffodils. So when I was moving above the hills and vales, I have seen in a particular location, I have seen at a particular location, I have seen a crowd, a huge group, a host of golden daffodils, a vast area covered with golden daffodils. So here see the color daffodil is a kind of flower, and it is having yellow color. So when the poet see this host of daffodils, he feels like it is golden in color, because he is seeing things from the above, from the air, from the from the sky he is having this particular vision. That's what he says. When I was floating in the air like a lonely cloud, I have seen a host of golden daffodils beside the lake, beneath the trees, fluttering and dancing in the breeze. Here there is a new word for you. The word is fluttering. Fluttering means moving with quick, light movements. So, according to the breeze, what the author says, I have seen these golden daffodils where it was beside the lake, beneath the trees, near the lake, under the trees. And what it was doing, it was fluttering and dancing in the breeze. According to the breeze, it was making its movement, maybe forward, backward, or sideways to any direction. It was making or moving with quick, light movements according to the breeze. When all at once I saw a crowd, a host of golden daffodils, beside the lake, beneath the trees, fluttering and dancing in the breeze. So, in this first stanza, what the author says, when I was floating in the air like a lonely cloud, I was moving above the hills and vales. By the time when I was moving in the air and far away on the earth, I have seen a host of a group, a vast area covered with golden daffodils, and it was filled in different parts near to the lake, beside the lake, beneath the trees, under the trees, and by the side of the trees, and everywhere it was fully filled with daffodil flowers. It was fluttering and dancing. It was making quick, light movements and was dancing in the breeze. So, this is what is the meaning of the first stanza. Once again, we will see, I wandered lonely as a cloud that floats on high or vales and hills, when all at once I saw a crowd, a host of golden daffodils, beside the lake, beneath the trees, fluttering and dancing in the breeze. Now let's evaluate some of the speciality of this stanza. When we were discussing about the structure of the poem, there we have seen there are four different stanzas in this poem, and each stanza contains six lines, and each line is almost like a complete sentence, but it is not having full stop. You can see those specialities. This is the first stanza. There are six lines in this stanza, and each lines are something like a complete sentence, but not having full stop. Full stop is given only at the end of the last line. You can see after the last word breeze, there is a full stop. In between that, you can see at the end of every line there will be comma or colon. Okay. Then again, next factor. When we were discussing the literary devices, we have seen the rhyming scheme of the poem, rhyming pattern. The first line is rhyming with the third line. You can see, I wandered lonely as a cloud when all at once I saw a crowd. The word cloud and crowd. Then second line rhymes with the fourth line, that floats on high or waves and hills, a host of golden daffodils. Hills and daffodils. Then again, fifth line rhymes with the sixth one. Beside the lake, beneath the trees, fluttering and dancing in the breeze. Trees and breeze. So, I was just reminding you those points which we have already studied in the previous class. So, dear students, with this we are winding up today's class. In the next class, we will be discussing about the next stanza. And I hope that you have got a very clear idea about this first stanza. Still we meet in the next class with a new stanza. I would like to sign off. Thank you.